Mentors, social anxiety, and pride. I'm going to try and talk about those three things in under 5 minutes because I don't have much time left to post a video today. Something I've been wanting for a while now is a mentor. Mentors are a really great way to kind of like get experience, like to get wisdom in your life, a lot of wisdom that you don't have due to your lack of experience. I think it's especially helpful because you kind of have this person who's really experienced, like I said, and is likely in the position you want to be in a certain time frame. I think that's a really awesome relationship to have. However, I don't really have anything like that, excluding familial roles. I dare say, even familiar roles, it's this. I'm gonna take that back. I do think I have like some mentor-ish relationships, so I still want like a more concrete one. I want multiple mentors. I think the biggest reason that I'm now realizing that um I don't really have a mentor yet is because I don't reach out. And the reason I don't reach out is because I'm really anxious about reaching out. And the reason I'm really anxious about reaching out is because of pride. I think the reason I blame pride in this case is because I think I have this desire to have like this image of me externally where people's like, oh, Dalu's doing really cool stuff. Dalu has it all put together and stuff like that, and Dalu's not that desperate for like this or that. And then I think that's actually like that's having a negative impact now because if I didn't have that like desire, then I could easily just do stuff like I could just reach out to 100 people. Like I really have a lot of free time on my hands sometimes. I could just reach out to 100 people, say, hey, can you be my mentor? Hey, can you be my mentor? And just keep on doing that. If I didn't have that like desire to be seen in a certain way, right? I think that desire in itself can be called pride. I think that's my biggest thing right now. I think even with other social aspects of my life, whether it's like making more friends or doing this or that, I think a lot of it, the negative work, right? The theme, if there's like a positive work and there's a negative work, the negative work is really just me being too prideful and needing to have this image. Right. I think once I let go, the more I let go of that image, the more I've seen success in those aspects of my life. So I think that's what I really have to do with this mentorship thing. Um, Even with like other social stuff, like I said, like even with reaching out to friends, that's something I didn't start doing until like this summer. And the only reason I really started doing it, reaching out to friends more regularly, was because I was in Chicago all by myself. I just had nothing to do. And that's how like it was such a lonely life because like obviously on the weekday you have work and stuff like that. You have your coworkers, for like Friday to Sunday. Lee, I just went back to my apartment and I was just there and it was hot. There was barely any AC and my AC barely worked. I was like, dang, like even if you're excited, sad, or like anything, it's just like you're there by yourself. And this is not like a life I want to live. So I started like saying, okay, I have to really overcome this whole thing of like, okay, how do I just get it over with? How do I just reach out to people more regular? I can't speak. How do I do it more often? And that's something I've been keeping up with now. Like I just reach out to people randomly sometimes, like, oh, hey, what's up? Or if it's a holiday, I love holidays because holidays give people me an excuse to reach out to people. But yeah, with the mentorship thing, I think I have to go really the same avenue of really just getting it over with. I think it's much harder at the beginning. But once you just make it a regular thing, a regular habit, it's easier. Like for example, I know this when it came to reach out to people, especially early on, like at first like started using LinkedIn properly, it was really really hard. But then I just made that regular habit. I was like, oh dang, yeah, this is like it's not like I don't like I mentally detached from it. It's just more so it's like a thing you do every day, right? And once you do it every day, it just becomes like, okay, yeah, I do this. Whether it's like I feel good or bad about it, it really doesn't matter. It's just more so I just do it. I think that's really what has to be the case here when it comes to Fendi Manchester. And I said in that same vein, um, I think I have to be much more aggressive with it. I find that when I'm not, or let me use the word intentional. I find that when I'm not intentional, stuff really don't happen a lot. Stuff I want to happen particularly. So if I want like an internship, I'm just like, oh, when I get an internship, I'll get an internship. I probably won't. Right. Same thing with this mentorship thing. I have to be really intentional. I think I have not been as intentional as I make myself seem. I haven't been as intentional as I should be, essentially. So I think I really have to up the pace there. But yeah, I think those are really the big things. Just like be less prideful about it and just be more intentional. I think eventually I can find a mentor. So I'm just gonna be much more serious about that. I also do think so. It's the phrasing as well. Once I find like a good phrase that I can repeat in some manner, it becomes much easier to do stuff because I think the way I imagine asking someone to become your mentor, I think it's like okay, they give you a couple pieces of advice, you really appreciate it, and you follow up, and it's like, hey, can you be my mentor? I feel like that's a really long term commitment. But one thing I've also heard people do is like you just keep on asking questions, and eventually it just becomes a natural thing. So I don't know if that's maybe the approach to go with, but I think that's something I'm going to look more into and like, do A/B testing with it, see what works, see what doesn't work. I think there's a lot of cool people out there that I can try talking to, and it's just like I have a lot of free, like the amount of free time I have the amount of time I'm really busy, but I have a lot of free time when I look at my schedule. I think I can really just be doing that in my free time when I'm taking Uber, when I'm on a plane, when I'm like about to go to bed, when I'm walking to class. I can just be reaching out to people. So I think I'll especially as exam season is wrapping up, even though it hasn't really started. Like it's starting now. It's a very short period. But as exam season starts and wraps up soon, I think I can be doing that much more because I think people are maybe more festive and more giving, more, yeah, I guess more giving is the word to use, more giving in the Christmas season. But yeah, besides that though, I have nothing else to say. So have a great day.